Do you assume that being a people pleaser is part of your personality? What if I told you that that's not actually who you are, and it's most likely a stress or trauma response? People pleasing isn't a flaw. It's often a survival strategy that once kept you safe or helped you to get your needs met. In today's video, we're going to talk about what it is, where it comes from, and how to start healing. Hello, you marvelous being. Yes, you. Welcome. It's lovely to have you here. I'm Cynthia, a somatic therapist and coach, and I help people-pleasing and high-achieving women to stop living for others and to start living their best juicy life on their own terms. This topic is close to my heart as a recovering people pleaser. To give you an idea of the extent of my past people pleasing, you know those people who are usually waiting for you outside the store, the solicitors who want you to sign their petitions or they want a donation from you? So I used to be one of those nice girls who would always get stuck with them. And there were times that I would just be standing there for 30 minutes while the person went through every petition on their clipboard. And granted, there might have been times when I did care about the cause, but more often than not, I didn't. And I was just standing there for the sake of being nice. I told myself, I'm a nice person. It would be rude of me to just walk away or not hear what they have to say. And it wasn't until later, much later, that I realized how much of my own time and energy I had wasted doing that. And so these days, I've given myself the permission slip to just say no thanks and to keep on walking. Can you relate to this? Let me know in the comments below. Here's what most people don't realize, that people pleasing is most likely a stress or trauma response called fawning. You're probably familiar with fight, flight, or freeze, which are three of the nervous system's stress or trauma responses, though there's a lesser known fourth response, which is fawn, F-A-W-N. Fawning in simple terms is about being overly nice to others in an attempt to stay safe, to avoid harm, or to stay connected to others. It's about our human need to belong, though we end up paying the high price of not expressing how we truly feel inside. It's about a need for connection at all costs. So why do we fawn? Fawning is actually a brilliant survival strategy. I want to walk you through an example with a scenario where it actually makes sense to fawn and it could maybe save your life. Imagine that someone's been kidnapped and they're being held against their own will. This person might try to come across as friendly and non-threatening to their captor. They might do whatever it takes to please, flatter, and come across as agreeable. They might say things like, thank you, please, or you're right, all to avoid harm or buy time to escape. So in a scenario like that, fawning could literally save their life. But here's the issue. When fawning becomes automatic, even when we're not in danger, it can start to take over and run our identity, different areas of our lives, relationships, work. Fawning or people-pleasing can often be the result of some form of abuse, bullying, or growing up in an environment that felt unsafe or where you felt controlled. And one common scenario that comes up with clients that I work with is dealing with narcissistic abuse from a partner or a parent. Many women have been groomed into being people pleasers since childhood. Maybe you were told to take care of others or to be thoughtful of others, or you were praised for being sweet or a good girl. I know I was. Growing up in an Asian American family, I was regularly reminded of my duty to be a good daughter and to be obedient. So I learned pretty early on that if I wanted to be loved, then I needed to be that good, sweet, obedient girl. If you do find yourself people pleasing or fawning, it's not a weakness. It's just your nervous system doing its job to try to keep you safe. If this is resonating with you, like and subscribe and share this with a friend, a loved one, or someone who could benefit from this. So let's talk about how you can shift out of people pleasing. So here's the truth. People pleasing once protected you. Your nervous system was just doing its job. Though if you're no longer in danger, then that old response is just running on autopilot. One way to start shifting out of old people pleasing patterns is to learn new ways to start to feel safe, to teach your nervous system daily that you're safe. I would say that if you really want to unpeople please, that it's foundational for you to be doing nervous system work on the daily. Why? Because when your mind, your body, and your nervous system feel safe, then people pleasing no longer needs to be your default setting. So I want to share with you one exercise to help regulate your nervous system that you can start doing today. And it's a somatic exercise called orienting. And what you want to do is you want to start scanning your room, starting on one side of the room. So I'm starting on the left, and I'm just going to slowly start to scan the room from left to right. And you can notice different colors, textures, shapes. And then you would just say out loud 5 objects or items that you notice that are catching your attention. So I invite you this week to try out this exercise and try it out at least 3 times a day and notice how you feel after doing the exercise, if you feel different. And I would love to hear from you in the comments your experience around this. So while that exercise may seem really simple, I just want to share with you that when you start practicing regulating your nervous system on a regular basis, it can significantly impact your quality of life. I've had clients who, when they showed up in my practice, were highly dysregulated. They constantly felt overwhelmed. They had pretty poor quality of life. And once we started practicing and incorporating these nervous system exercises into their day, I've had clients share that, say things like they didn't know they could feel this way and that this is the first time that they're enjoying their lives. So I encourage you to try this out for yourself and see if it makes a difference for you. It's when you start learning to feel safe in your body that you no longer need to fawn, to people please, to overgive, overdo all the things. If you need any support around this, you can book a one-on-one session with me. My information is in the comments box below. I've enjoyed spending time with you today. I'm signing off for now. Until next time.